Today I'm going to visit Amir, who is one of the most well-known photographers, who has the most stunning, to me, studio photography in the area. Not to take away from anybody else who's doing it, but Amir has mastered his craft. His work is so exquisite. It's not simply because of the models that he has or anything like that. It's truly his knowledge in the craft. And I've never met Amir, so I'm going to meet him for the first time at his studio, which I'm beyond excited about. So this will be the first time, and really the entire time that I've been in Columbus, that I get to meet Amir. And I love doing this series because it allows me to meet a lot of the photographers that I have never met. It's not that I've never really not made the time for them, it's just we're all busy. And now I'm afforded the opportunity by filming this series.
I'm Amir Leon, a photographer here in Columbus, Georgia. We do a lot of different things. We do portraits, fine art, landscapes, almost everything with a camera. We have a lot of fun. Not too much else to it. Right now we're preparing for a boudoir photo shoot. So really what we had to consider is, what kind of backgrounds we want, what kind of lighting we want to use, and then the rest is, accessories and all that. Then we have a nice couch. We can literally move all these walls to create whatever we want. I mean, we can literally create a tunnel if we had to.
How long have you been doing this?
We've been doing photography, was a beginner in 2011, probably all the way up to about 2014, 15. Then started doing it, people ask you to do things, you do it for money, and then that's how we started. Print out your whole house.
That is so awesome. How many requests do you get for that?
You don't get any. But that's, we're just starting on that type of thing.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you get more when you find out.
Right. I think, you got to really think about what would somebody really put on their wall. So, like,
bedroom, maybe.
You can do so many things. Like if you open up a barber shop and you had a group photo, you literally could print the group on the entire wall. We could do that here. So I think so too. That's really cool. I really like meeting people. People are nice, and they you learn something about them. I used to do network engineering. I used to work in a room, and I didn't come in contact with people unless they needed help, right?
That's right.
I had, re-engineer some part of the network, something like that. Having an opportunity to really work with people, especially in the weddings. We talked about the weddings, but I really like the weddings. I like the feeling at weddings. I like the people at weddings. I like taking a wedding and creating all that, because that's the deal. If people wonder, well, what is a wedding really? Is it really a wedding? It's really not a wedding. It's a big party, right?
That's right.
But it's a party that you take portraits at. That's what it is.
That's exactly right.
as what it is. It's a portrait party.
That's a good way to look at it.
It's what it is, right?
That's right.
So that's why my photography looks like it does. It's because I've applied portrait photography to weddings, which, you know, creates that long-lasting value for people. Snapshots, not so much. You know, you go, see it, that's it. You know, you really position people that flatters them the most with some great lighting and some colors that go together. Then you have something that's a work of art and an event that's not normally known for making art. You know?
That's right. So now I think it's amazing that you create such a different space.
You got to work that out. You know, the space is really not that different when you go anywhere. You know, it's like, so people don't understand. If you master a corner, you master all corners. And where are the corners? They're everywhere. You master a window, you mastered all windows.
That's right. What do you get the most joy out of in photography? What would you say?
It all kind of comes together. I like working with the people, probably. The people are fun. Some people are boring, but you know, the average person is actually a whole lot of fun. The average person is a lot of fun. So, you know, you get to spend that time with people you never knew, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have the fun, and everybody that uses the camera and goes out and shoots people, you know, they always say, oh, I love shooting. I hate finishing and retouching and all of this, but I love the creative process, right? So that creative process is probably the most fun. I like that as well.
Same. The editing and texturing and all that.
Yeah, that.
Do it, Photoshop and all that too.
What's that?
Do you use, or just Lightroom, or?
I use Photoshop mostly.
Yeah. That's good.
Depending on what color I want. I'm at the point where I can develop colors. So like some people, they you know, if you're a beginner, depending on what raw processor you use or how you export your JPEGs, then that's going to determine your coloring. I use Photoshop. I can make my color whatever I want, so it doesn't make any difference what it comes out of. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anybody with that power, it's like people that ask about presets. You can create your own presets. You can do that yourself. But at the same time, a professional sometimes will use presets because it's faster. That's the only thing a preset is going to do for you, to make it faster. But most people are using them because they simply don't have the knowledge to create a preset.
Right.
You know, and that's very, very sad because you're then limited to whatever package of presets you bought.
That's right.
You know, so I would encourage people to get out there and learn all you can about every aspect of photography. It's a lot to it, and it ends in the print. That's where it culminates, right in the print. If it don't get printed, if you don't want to print it, if you wouldn't put it on your wall, maybe you just wasted your time, because clearly it's not that good, right?
That's right. That's right.
If it was that good, you put it on your wall, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
And some things are different subjects. So say if you take, I don't know, if you do a fashion shoot, and maybe that's not that personal to you. Maybe you do it for a job for a company with a model you never met, you don't know, you never know them again. That's not that personal for you. You don't know that situation. But if it's somebody in your family, your friends, or something like that, you go, yeah, I can put that on my wall. So then it's different. Which is the difference between painting and photography, right?
Yes.
You could paint a nude body and go, oh yeah, it's beautiful. You should photograph one, well, that's the person, right? Like, your girlfriend's not gonna like that.
That's
right. You got that girl on the wall. When you paint it,
it's all different.
It ain't that girl on the wall. It's just, so that's one of the big differences, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's
That's a good point.
And people don't really cognizantly keep the difference between art and photography in their heads, you know what I mean? Which is not really important. You just do what you like and have some fun. That's the biggest point, right?
Yes.
Get out there and just have you some fun. But if you want to create art, then that they're normally going to take the study of art so that you can improve, you know, your output. Study art to improve the output, which is so interesting because now we have flashes and all of this, right?
Oh, gosh.
And everybody says, "Oh, I want my stuff to be more painterly." Well, I mean, the painters, they didn't have flashes, right?
That's right.
They only painted what they saw, and what they saw was either natural light or candlelight, right?
That's right.
That's all they had. So
They do.
with natural light, everything blends. With candlelight, everything blends. So you don't get this, like you see this bluish type of color. You don't get that, you know? And they say, oh, well, that's daylight. Well, daylight changes throughout the day.
It does.
It does, doesn't it?
Does that have different levels, settings, colors?
I don't think this one has colors. I think this one only has, you know, up and down. That's about it. For this particular one.
Would you give an
Now you mean a business or just an art creator?
both.
Well, I would suggest that people attempt to create art before they go into business, so they can have control of the camera. For an artist that is an actual artist that moves into camera stuff, you know, you've learned all the fundamentals. Now all you need to do is learn how to translate that through the controls of the camera. That's going to be great. And then the average person is neither, right?
Right, right.
The average person just wants to have some fun with a camera.
That's right.
Right? That's what's going on these days. So if you just like art, and women seem to be art, a man is a different level of art. A man is more of a reassuring art, right? Because he's pretty strong, he kind of stands up straight up and down like a building, right? Ain't too many curves on a dude.
That's right.
So that's a different type of art, you know what I mean? But that's important because men need portraits too, right? We have to be in commercials too. So that's why, you know, you watch the insurance company, got a big, strong, tall black dude with the bald head and deep voice, right? Yes, we'll
That's right.
we'll give you some money if you wreck your car, right? So you know, they don't put like a girl in a flowy dress, it's pink and flowers in her hand and sell you some insurance, right? Never seen that. That could be a new commercial, right? Start with your family, your friends. Because natural light is free, you should probably start with natural light, but it's actually harder to learn light by using natural light than it is with a strobe. It's clearly here. You can take the light, point it exactly wherever you like it to be. You can't do that with natural light.
That's right.
So that, you know, now you have to understand light before you use it. You know what I mean?
It is a science.
It's a science. And photography means painting with light. Yeah, just go outside, take some photos, make your foreground lighter than your background, and that is going to get you a long way all by itself, right? Make your foreground lighter than your background. That's going to take you a long way. People will be able to see your images more clearly, or your subject. So,
Where can everybody find us?
on social media, we had Amir Leon Images. On Facebook, I think we had Amir Leon Boudoir on this Instagram, and then we are at weddingsbyamir.com. So we have those three places that we place images, and we can be contacted, and you can go through some of our stuff and check it out, ask questions and that type of thing.